Welcome to the session where the word get applied. Not just talk, we living what we read inside. Faith in motion, yeah, we walk it out daily. Truth hit different when it's lived, not just say it.
Welcome to the session on the go. So check this out. So Men Matters just hosted its annual fishing outing, and man, we had a great time. Plenty of fish were caught. There were plenty of laughs, plenty of stories, fish tales, if you would. But we got the chance to fellowship and really have a good time together. But in that, we also pulled the brothers to the side and just asked them some serious questions. So that's what we're going to explore tonight.
Why men are important because they teach you how to be a great man and a righteous man, and teach you things and just how to operate and work hard.
For me to be a godly man, I think what I do others watch, whether I see them watching or not, whether teenage watching, co-workers watching, they see how I move. I try to move just like a father. So I think that's it.
Men definitely matter, but some reason is because there's a lot of things in this world that requires men that is very important things that men should do in their lives, like making sure that they take care of their family, making sure that they're the head of their family, and of course listening and learning and teaching, but also just listening and guiding others in the younger generation as men to make sure that they go through the right things and they know the what nots and what to do in their life just to help them as guidance.
So men matters because a lot of what's lacking is a lot of leaders that are men. You know, us young men, we need those male leaders to help show us and pave the way for us. So that's one of the reasons why men matter, just to be that leader, that male role model for other young youth and young up and coming men, to show them the way and show them how to be a right man, and not just a right man, but a righteous man, you know, a God-fearing man, and a man that walks the right walk, the right path. So yeah.
We the leaders of the household, and we provide for our wives, our kids, and we make sure the house is in order.
Why do men matter? Because God created us. And since He created us in a certain position to handle certain tasks, to live a certain way. And like you saw all the youth that we have out today, it's important to you know, help them grow, help them mature, and just continue this cycle of men that love God. So that's why men matter, is so that we can show the youth that God matters.
All right, so I want to talk about, from a young man's perspective, why I think men are important. One of the things they teach you is how to be efficient, how to stay on you. I feel like from a young man's perspective, a father really knows how to get on you and to discipline you really well. And another thing is, from like life skill wise, they also know really good at managing cars and all the mechanical stuff and electricians, from all I know.
So, why do men matter? It's a thing that I believe that's very important. When the head, and that's who God has appointed us to be, the head, when we run our families, when we help in our neighborhoods, when we're active within the church, within the community, all those things set up a better place. So that's why the enemy tries so hard to keep us out of things, keep a lot of men either in jail systems or locked up, or many different things. But when we are following and being the men of God that God has called us to be, our presence matter a whole lot on many different things. And honestly, our cities, our states, our country would be in a better place if men stood up to be who they should be. So they really do matter.
Okay, and another topic I want to bring up about is why men's mental health is important. Now, recently in society, men's mental health isn't really acknowledged or looked at as like a high priority, and so we kind of get stacked on upon. But the reason why it's important is, you know, just like with women. We're all equal, right? We all play our part and stuff, and we all want to feel valued in some type of way. And if we don't, then some people, kind of just check out and stuff. And what we really want to do is like make someone, like, who doesn't matter who they are, make them feel wanted, make them feel seen, make them feel loved, and not only that, just feel the love of Christ through you. So I feel like men's mental health is really important, and it should be not one of the most important things to be looked at when it comes to health as a whole.
Why men's mental health is important? Well, as a young man, a lot of times you grow up and a lot of people tell you, like, as a young man, you can't cry when you grow up, or you can't do these certain things because be looked down upon as a man. But a lot of that stuff be false, and it's some narrative that a lot of things that was made through generations, that's just not true. And it's very important for you to make sure that your health is good, because those things does stuff to men when they grow up. As a young man, it was a lot of things that was told to me by other men that not really, I seek for guidance, that they tell me wrong things and stuff to do as a man. But I know from getting true guidance from true men of God that a lot of things can really put you in depression, even at a young age. And a lot of things can cloud your judgment in the way you walk and the way you talk. But when I was younger, I was taught the Nazarite vow, so it taught me a way of life. And those are great things that you should teach young men growing up so they can have good mental health.
I would think as much as men, us brothers, go through, considering head of household, a lot on shoulders, as was told to me, and I do believe that our mental health is very important, because it's not just us. We have a lot of say when it comes to family and everything, and if our minds ain't tapped in, it will be hard. But another thing that was told to me, we can talk to each other, another brother, whoever. That's why I believe it is important.
So a lot of us as men, we take on a lot, and we take on a lot silently. And so it's very important for men to kind of pay attention to their mental health, what's going on, how they're feeling. Don't think that you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulder. You don't. One, you have a heavenly Father that loves you, that cares for you, that's willing to take on all of those things, that says, cast your cares and worries unto me. But ultimately, we need you. We need you here for your family. We need you here for your children. So don't think that you have to take on everything by yourself. Reach out to a brother if you need help, if you need to talk. Take breaks if you need to take a break. Don't think that you have to do everything by yourself. That's why it's so important for men not to just shelter themselves in, but be open, be honest, and man, you'll feel a lot better at the end of the day.
Mental health is important because a lot of the times as men, we would just shrug off any problems that we have. We would say that we're okay when we're not okay. A lot of times we're afraid to just admit when we have a problem, or not even afraid. It may be pride, maybe some form of arrogance or whatever, but it's okay to not be okay. That's how we grow and get better, is by accepting that we're not okay. So that's why I feel like men's mental health is important, because a lot of people, they struggle and then they fall or decline because of their lack of good mental health, I would say, because it's either they're shrugging off their problems, they don't want to speak, but it's okay to just not be okay.
So speaking on the matter of mental health for men, I think it's important because so many times, and even when I was brought up and I seen other kids the same way, they were never allowed to show emotions upon things or express their feelings because it was considered you being weak. And I don't think that was right. I think that we should be able to express how we feel. We should be able to express when we're feeling pain. It's a way that we go about expressing that as men, but we should be able to do that without being ridiculed or criticized or considered weak. And I think that this has led to a state of mindset where we have a lot of men that are dealing with mental issues that they shouldn't be because they were told to hold it in. Have you ever thought about when you had a conversation and you let something out, you felt better about that afterwards? So if more men would do that and understand the impact of that, they would have a better mental status. So that becomes important. But also what helps us is that knowing that God is in control. It helps the mental aspect of that because then we know that it's not all on us. We play a small part, but God plays the big part. And if we trust in him, it says the steps of a righteous man are ordered. So then we don't have to worry as much as we should be worrying about stuff. If we're worrying about stuff, that means that God is not involved with it. So going back to that again, the mental status, man, it becomes important for us to express that. And in 2026, I see more men expressing the mental state than I ever have. So we need to keep that going. But most importantly, your mental state will never be right if God is not involved in it.
Men matters.
It's more than a vibe, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Welcome to the session.